What's up, you guys? Welcome back to this week's Manga Sutra manga review. And in this week's video, we're going to be talking about a supernatural fantasy mystery called Unjou no Neverland. Now, the manga takes place in a postmodern city in which the adults have fake smiles and they behave robotically. They line the streets and they never seem to react negatively or show any type of negative emotions to anything. Now, the only people capable of displaying any genuine emotions seem to be the children. Also, there seems to be large gatherings of red-eyed crows within the city, and these crows seem to exert an almost big brother like influence on the city. They know where everyone is, they know everything that's going on within the city, and they know everything that you are doing. Now, in the midst of all that, we follow a young girl by the name of Mia, who seems to be living on her own. Now, we see some of the tension between the adults and the kids when one of the kids drops a red ball. Mia picks it up and she tries to hand it back to the kid, only for a bunch of adults to weirdly smile at her. And this turns Mia off from basically giving the kid back his ball, but we see the disappointment and the sadness on the kid's face. But his parents are blissfully unaware as they're robotically smiling while driving away. We also see in Mia's situation that there is news stories of kidnappings going on within the area. Now, some kids have been found and others have been missing for weeks. But what Mia sees in the news story is that the kids' facial reactions in some of the video clips of them being kidnapped by this mysterious figure is that they're smiling. And Mia notes that the smiles on the kids' faces are genuine smiles, that they're not the fake smiles that the adults put on. Now, Mia seems to be struggling. Like, her refrigerator's empty. There's really just an empty home. There's no one there. So when Mia goes to the store, she doesn't really have enough money to pay for anything, so she shoplifts. And the shopkeeper catches her and he starts asking her all these probing questions. Where is her parents? What are their names? What's her social security number? All of these things that would allow him to basically like zoom in and focus in on her living arrangements, because I'm assuming in the city it is illegal for a child to be living alone, as is anywhere in the world basically. But I guess in this manga it is especially a huge crime to be living alone. And Mia is trying to avoid all the questions before caving, and here is where we have this random figure named Joemma. He's stepping in and he's saying, I was the one that told her to shoplift. Don't blame her, blame me. And he starts giving him all of this fake information to kind of get him off of Mia's back. Now, Mia is a bit skeptical of Joemma, this random stranger that she had just met that covered for her, but Mia notes that Joemma seems clumsy. He seems very nervous, and a lot of his reactions, a lot of his mannerisms, the way he acts, the way he seems is genuine. And it's not like the other adults in the city where they are robotic, they're fake, they're just smiling. They don't seem to show any type of other characteristics. And the adults from this manga remind me of, We Happy Few, where everybody has to take these pills and they have to smile all the time. Any type of negative emotions is looked down upon, and is basically just forgetting the past and all of that type of stuff. That's what it reminds me of. But as Mia and Joemma start talking and connecting more and more, we see that Joemma is very parental. He cares that Mia eats healthily. He cares that she doesn't smoke. He cares about what he says and what he does around Mia. And Mia sees him as very quirky. But also, she begins to open up to Joemma. She begins to connect with Joemma. And this is where we see Mia visit Joemma's place. And he seems to live outside of the city, on a hill far out of it. And when we see Joemma's home, it reminds me of Howl's Moving Castle. And it's just so cute to me because it seems like this manga, from an art style and plot point, reminds me of Hayao Miyazaki's movies. I'm butchering his name, and people are gonna kill me for that. But it just seems like it's a lot like Hayao Miyazaki's movies, like Howl's Moving Castle and Spirited Away. When Mia first steps foot in Joemma's house or his home, we see these pixies, we see this water, we see these bubbles, we see these kids, we see all of these vibrant things that are going on. And it seems to be so real. It seems to be so vivid. And it seems like you can even interact with these things. But it apparently, according to Joemma, is just a machine that he's working on. And this machine is creating all of these holograms and these visions and all this stuff that's going on around the house. But Mia's a bit skeptical of that. And while Joemma's cooking her up a decent meal and he's showing her a telescope that he has and all this other stuff, she begins looking around and she begins seeing weird things around his house. She sees this this carriage for a child, and it's a lot of other weird stuff that she sees there, and she's not sure if what she's seeing is reality or whether this is the machine that he's talking about. But honestly, this manga is pretty good from what I've been reading of it. It reminds me of We Happy Few, the video game, and it reminds me of Hayao Miyazaki's movies. We see Joemma as this mysterious, enigmatic figure who's very vibrant. He's very youthful and childish in his behavior, and he seems to be pure. He seems to be innocent. And we don't really know if Joemma is behind the kidnappings, but he seems to be identical to the person who is doing the kidnappings. And that also leads us to the question, why is he kidnapping kids? And why are the kids seemingly happy? Because they don't seem to be, in fear. They don't seem to be at risk of anything. Everything seems to be fine. And why is this machine creating all these vivid illusions? Are they really illusions? Is it reality? There's a lot of questions that go on in Mia Unjou no Neverland, and I would like to read more of it. So if you really love Hayao Miyazaki's movies like Spirited Away and Howl's Moving Castle, and you kind of like the plot of We Happy Few, then I think this would be a manga for you. This would definitely be something that you would be interested in, because it definitely seems to have a lot of underpinning themes and sub-stories going on. Like, why are the adults so robotic? Why does everybody smile all the time? Why is there always large gatherings of crows within the city? Why are these crows humanoid? Why do they seem to have this anthropomorphic appearance? Why do they have like arms and legs and almost human like under like chins and facial structures and stuff like that? Like, what are they doing in the city? What is their effect on the city? Why is Mia living alone? Where are her parents? There's a lot of stuff to be answered in future chapters, and I think it is definitely worth the read. So this is me getting back into making Manga Sutra videos on the channel, and hopefully it's a good start to get back into it. I really like this manga, and I really thought I should do a video on it. Bye.